And now I have predicted by a revelation from God or a vision in 1933 that 7 things would happen before the end time. And at one of them, that Mussolini, who was then becoming dictator, he would become dictator, and also he'd make an invasion and go down to Ethiopia and would take Ethiopia. And the Spirit had said, he shall fall at his step. I wonder if there's any old-timers still left in the tabernacle. Remember me saying that in the Redman's Hall down here when we preached many, many years ago. Is there one in the building tonight that's left from down there at the old Redman's Hall when I preached that, when they had the NRA out, way back in time of Roosevelt's first term? I guess there's not a one in here. Is there one? Yeah, one. There's one, yes, Miss Wilson. I remember her. My wife sitting in the back. 2 left out of the old generation of those. In that day, that when they said this NRA was the mark of the beast, I said, nothing to it, not at all. The mark of the beast don't come here, it comes out of Rome. And it can't be the mark of the beast. And I remember that these things were said Adolf Hitler would come to a mysterious end. And he would declare war on the United States, and they'd build a great concrete thing that they'd even live in it. And right there, the Americans would take a horrible beating at this, and it was a Siegfried line, 11 years before it was ever started to be built. And then said, but he would come to an end, and the states would win the war. And then said that there's 3 isms: Nazism, fascism, and communism. And I said they'll all wind up in communism. Russia will take it all in communism. And I said then, science is going to be so great, man's going to get so smart till he invents so many things, until he's going to make an automobile that looks like an egg. It'll have like a glass top on it, and it'll be controlled by some other power than a steering wheel. And they've got the car. And I said then the morals of our women is going to fall in such a degraded thing to go be a disgrace to all nations. They're going to wear man's clothes. They're going to keep taking off their clothes till actually they come down like they got their underneath clothes on. That's all. And finally they'll come to wearing just a fig leaf. And if you notice in last month's Life magazine, they had the woman with the fig leaves on. And that's the new evening frock or gown, what they wear of the evening. Transparent, you can see through it. On the fig leaves, just hides a certain spot of her body. With strapless or unstrapped bathing suits, the top of it exposed body. And how those things has happened. Then I said I seen a woman standing in the United States like a great queen or something. And she was beautiful to look at, but wicked in her heart. And she made the nation go at her step. But I said, finally, he told me, look back east again. And when I did, I seen, looked like as was the world had exploded. As far as I could see was nothing but sticks and smoldering rocks that had been blown up out of the earth. And these were to happen before the end of the world. And 5 of the 7 has already happened in 33 years. There we are, back to the end time.
The Laodicean age began around the turn of the 20th century, perhaps 1906. How long will it last? As a servant of God who has had multitudes of visions, of which none has ever failed, let me predict, I did not say prophesy, but predict, that this age will end around 1977. If you will pardon a personal note here, I base this prediction on 7 major continuous visions that came to me one Sunday morning in June 1933. The Lord Jesus spoke to me, and said that the coming of the Lord was drawing nigh, but that before he came 7 major events would transpire. I wrote them all down, and that morning I gave forth the revelation of the Lord. The first vision was that Mussolini would invade Ethiopia, and that nation would fall at his steps. That vision surely did cause some repercussions, and some were very angry when I said it and would not believe it. But it happened that way. He just walked in there with his modern arms and took over. The natives didn't have a chance. But the vision also said that Mussolini would come to a horrible end, with his own people turning on him. That came to pass just exactly as it was said. The next vision foretold that an Austrian by the name of Adolf Hitler would rise up as dictator over Germany, and that he would draw the world into war. It showed the Siegfried Line and how our troops would have a terrible time to overcome it. Then it showed that Hitler would come to a mysterious end. The third vision was in the realm of world politics, for it showed me that there would be three great isms: fascism, Nazism, communism, but that the first two would be swallowed up into the third. The voice admonished, "Watch Russia, watch Russia. Keep your eye on the King of the North." The fourth vision showed the great advances in science that would come after the Second World War. It was headed up in the vision of a plastic bubble-topped car that was running down beautiful highways under remote control, so that people appeared seated in this car without a steering wheel, and they were playing some sort of a game to amuse themselves. The fifth vision had to do with the moral problem of our age, centering mostly around women. God showed me that women began to be out of their place with the granting of the vote. Then they cut off their hair, which signified that they were no longer under the authority of a man, but insisted on either equal rights or, in most cases, more than equal rights. She adopted men's clothing and went into a state of undress, until the last picture I saw was a woman naked except for a little fig-leaf-type apron. With this vision I saw the terrible perversion and moral plight of the whole world. Then, in the sixth vision, there arose up in America a most beautiful but cruel woman. She held the people in her complete power. I believe that this was the rise of the Roman Catholic Church, though I knew it could possibly be a vision of some woman rising in great power in America due to a popular vote by women. The last and seventh vision was wherein I heard a most terrible explosion. As I turned to look, I saw nothing but debris, craters, and smoke all over the land of America. Based on these 7 visions, along with the rapid changes which have swept the world in the last 50 years, I predict, I do not prophesy, that these visions will have all come to pass by 1977. And though many may feel that this is an irresponsible statement in view of the fact that Jesus said that no man knoweth the day nor the hour, I still maintain this prediction after 30 years, because Jesus did not say no man could know the year, month, or week in which his coming was to be completed. So I repeat, I sincerely believe and maintain as a private student of the Word, along with divine inspiration, that 1977 ought to terminate the world systems and usher in the millennium. Now let me say this. Can anyone prove any of those visions wrong? Were they not all fulfilled? Yes, each one has been fulfilled or is in the process right now. Mussolini invaded Ethiopia successfully, then fell and lost it all. Hitler started a war he could not finish and died mysteriously. Communism took over both the other two isms. The plastic bubble car has been built and is awaiting only a better network of roads. Women are all but naked and are even now wearing topless bathing suits. And just the other day I saw in a magazine the very dress that I saw in my vision, if you can call it a dress. It was a plastic transparent type of cloth with 3 darkened spots that covered both breasts in a small area, and then there was a dark place like a small apron below. The Catholic Church is on the rise. We have had one Catholic president and will no doubt have another. What is left? Nothing except Hebrews 12:26. Whose voice then shook the earth. But now he hath promised, saying, Yet once more I shake not the earth only, but also heaven. Once more God will shake the earth, and with it shake everything loose that can be shaken. Then he will renovate it. Just last March, 1964, that Good Friday earthquake of Alaska shook the whole world, though it did not unbalance it. But God was warning by a world tremor what he will soon do on a greater scale. He is going to blast and rock this sin-cursed world, my brother, my sister, and there is only one place that can stand that shock, and that is in the fold of the Lord Jesus. And I would beseech you, while God's mercy is still available to you, that you give your whole life unreservedly to Jesus Christ, who as the faithful shepherd will save you and care for you and present you faultless in glory with exceeding great joy.